G'day guys and gal, the Mechanicus are bloody awesome, hyper-religious, bionicle men and women that know how to build gigantic starships and titans, but also believe that extinct monkeys from old Earth use their tails as like poisonous scorpion-like weapons. Their super nonchalant attitude to the setting of 40k makes them a joy to read about in the lore. If a tech priest worth their cogs is facing down annihilation by orcs, consumption by tyranids, or sodomization by demons, their reaction will likely be,
"This is a non-optimal outcome."
Pretty much every tech priest acts as a degree of comic relief. To make them even more badass, they call the Emperor the Omnissiah, which is dope as hell. If our Jesus was called something badass like that and encouraged you to replace your schlong with a hydraulic piston, then maybe I would have been a bit more religious growing up. But did you know there is actually a lot of controversy when it comes to the Omnissiah? Some say the Emperor is not the living machine god, but simply a fraud taking advantage of the servants of Mars. Others believe that the real Omnissiah slumbers beneath the red Martian rock. The truth of its nature unknown to almost everyone, for good reason. Before we get started, you guys have probably heard about my love of HelloFresh before. However, unlike a number of brands I work with, where they reach out to me, I find their product cool so I promote it, I was a simp for HelloFresh even before they partnered with my channel for this video. Like, look how many of the meals I've actually cooked from them. That's for a good reason. There's not many sponsored segments on YouTube you'll see that will genuinely change your life. But today is that day. HelloFresh will save you time, improve your food quality, give you the protein you need to make genuine gains, while also saving you money. I'm not even like slightly exaggerating. This is how. Firstly, each serving comes to about $9, significantly less than the stuff you get delivered to you, and way less than a restaurant, despite the nutrition and taste of HelloFresh likely being superior to both. The cooking part might sound like a bit of a time sink, but not only does it teach you an important life skill, but you can genuinely bang these out in like 30 minutes, shorter than it takes for your food to arrive or for the restaurant to bring it out. Look at the nutrition on this bad boy. Enough protein to give you girth, whilst also being packed with macro and micronutrients. If you're still unconvinced by this point, then how about the fact that by using my linking code POG-MAJORKILL-JUNE16, you'll get up to 16 free meals, 3 delicious surprise gifts across 6 HelloFresh boxes, and free shipping. That isn't a pissy 10% off code, that is hundreds of dollars of free stuff. If it wasn't for HelloFresh, there is no way I would have the time or energy to not only work 70-hour weeks on the channel, but also work out for 2 hours every single day. Cheers to HelloFresh for sponsoring this video. Today we'll go over the various potential Omnissiahs, talking about why or why not they are the true Omnissiah, as well as how the Omnissiah came into being. We'll also go over some of its capabilities and power. Let's get into it. The modern-day Mechanicus, as well as the Mechanicum prior to the Horus Heresy, saw the Emperor as the Omnissiah, not an avatar of the Omnissiah himself. This is why Mars has been so helpful to the Imperium and supplies most of their weapons, ammunition, vehicles, and starships. Even Space Marine gene seed mostly comes from the Mechanicus. This makes sense. After all, if your perceived god asks you to do something, you'd probably do it without question. So why is the Emperor considered to be their god? After all, he obviously favors Terra over Mars and doesn't look like a giant mechanical hentai monster. Basically, the Emperor came to Mars at the dawn of the Imperium of mankind and made it rain, which was hectic because it was Mars, not exactly known for rainy days. He then pulled the good old water to wine trick Jesus did, that fucking party animal, except instead of getting everyone absolutely hammered, he healed machinery just by touch. I shit you not, he literally said, "Machine, heal thyself," whilst resting a hand on it. It's funny because he probably could have healed it from like 100 kilometers away without saying anything, but it wouldn't allow him to flex on the Mechanicum like that. By fixing the Martians' favorite cum-guzzling toaster, he signed an agreement with them called the Treaty of Olympus. Mars would be his to command as their god, however, he had to basically turn a blind eye to the fact that they now worshipped him, despite him creating a secular and highly atheist Imperium. The Martians' logic is that as he was a mega genius, could fix any machine, and build absolute wonders, nobody else could be the Omnissiah. Can't really fault that, to be honest. So this explains all the why does Mars break its balls for the Imperium when the Imperium doesn't give a whole lot more back in comparison. That's the official Cult Mechanicus' stance. What about the Dark Mechanicum? After all, the Schism of Mars was a thing where a shitload of tech priests rejected the Emperor as the Omnissiah and declared him as a false god. Ironically, they were correct, but not for the right reasons. To clarify, the Dark Mechanicum mostly also worship the Omnissiah in their own way. However, it's a bit more complex than that. Unlike the Loyalist Mechanicus, which is organized and has chains of command and culture, the Dark Mechanicum are loosely connected factions of tech priests who have absolutely zero ethical boundaries with their experiments. Some are reasonably indistinguishable from Mechanicus tech priests, such as Deltrian, the tech priest assigned to a Night Lord warband. Others are fried out of their minds, shoving demons in tanks for a laugh whilst tasering their chrome nipples with a Tesla car battery. Because of this, some worship the Omnissiah but don't believe the Emperor is him, whilst others worship the Chaos Gods and have moved on from their belief in the Machine God. So what's the truth? Who is the Omnissiah? Well, here is where the video gets really fucking heretical. The Emperor knew a lot about a lot, but he didn't know everything, nor did Terra have all the resources he needed for a galactic crusade. He knew he needed a society of advanced techno-sluts to build the weapons, ships, and war machines he needed for his great crusade. As such, thousands of years before the dawn of the Imperium, the exact timing is a bit sketchy, he discovered a massive wounded shard of the Void Dragon in the Sol system, likely on Earth itself. This Void Dragon shard had been in hiding since the War in Heaven, where it was cum blasted by Vol's Blackstone fortresses. This galactic Death Star mega spam knocked numerous shards off the Void Dragon, which the Necrons captured. However, the remaining large chunk of the Void Dragon was able to flee. The Emperor engaged the Void Dragon in combat and defeated it. Not entirely clear how, but it was probably a combo of ambush, Batman levels of pre-planning, overwhelming psychic might, and a thumb up its bum. Thumbing any kind of lizard is usually a good way to get the upper hand, excuse the pun. With the Void Dragon in a coma, the Emperor took it to Mars and locked it deep beneath the surface in a vault called the Noctis Labyrinth, assigning a guardian to ensure no one discovered its existence or tried to free it or wake it up. Why did he do this? I mean, beyond the obvious reason of knocking out a literal god who would fuck up your planet if given the chance. To answer, the Void Dragon, despite his appearance, was a technological genius, able to build and invent the most impressive technology in the galaxy. A lot of cool tech that Necrons use likely came from the Void Dragon. As such, the sleeping Void Dragon's consciousness flowed up and soaked the minds of the people of Mars, dramatically accelerating their scientific and technological evolution. After all, the Mechanicus didn't just randomly get techie and mechanical after the Dark Age of technology. They were like that from very early on. The Void Dragon's influence is what allowed Mars to survive the Age of Strife mostly intact. You know, if you don't worry about the fact that they destroyed their entire planet's biosphere. They don't really seem too cut about that though. The slumbering whispers of the Void Dragon giving Martians their technological edge is why they came up with the concept of the Machine God to begin with. As they weren't aware that this knowledge came from a Catan god, they made up their own god in its stead. If the Emperor never put the Void Dragon under Mars, then Mars wouldn't have had its technological acceleration, hence no ships, weapons, or machines of war equals no Great Crusade. All the Emperor had to do was bide his time and show up as Mecha Jesus at the right moment to fill the hole that was in the heart of the Cult Mechanicum. Quick note, I keep swapping between Mechanicum and Mechanicus because the Mechanicum was the pre-Horus Heresy, and then post-Horus Heresy they became the Mechanicus. So there's your fun little fact for the day. By the Emperor manipulating an entire culture into eventually tricking them into praising him as their god, he created something called the Great Lie, a lie that if it was uncovered, would result in a civil war between Mechanicus and the Imperium, dooming mankind and ruining everything. So it's pretty important this stays hush-hush, don't tell anyone. After all, the Mechanicus considers xenotech to be heresy, despite their very hypocritical approach to it. I mean, just look at how horny the Marzi boys get when they find a Necron tomb world. So if they found out that a xeno god was also their god, yeah, awkward. Fortunately, next to nobody knows about the Void Dragon's existence. A select few Martians, the Guardian who protects the Noctis Labyrinth, and yeah, not sure who else. Malkador probably did, but he's a jar of dust now. So is the Void Dragon the Omnissiah, the Machine God? Well, it really depends on your interpretation. After all, the Emperor created the required conditions for the Mechanicus to emerge, simply using the Void Dragon as a tool. Here, think about it like this. If something's god is defined by the fact that that something created it, then wouldn't a table's god be the carpenter who made it, despite the fact that he relied on a hammer to create the table? The table wouldn't praise the hammer, the table would praise the carpenter. In a similar vein, wouldn't the Emperor be the rightful god of the Mechanicus, as he was the one who created it? The Void Dragon wasn't gonna fucking do it, nor would a hammer get up and bang a table together by itself. Let's throw another spanner in the works. one of the last living men of iron in the setting, UR-025, taunts a tech priest before killing him, saying that the God Emperor is not the Omnissiah, and that the real Omnissiah would be disappointed with the servants of Mars. Seems pretty clear here that UR-025, a true AI that is thousands of years old, sees the Void Dragon as its god rather than the Emperor. It makes sense that the Void Dragon would be disappointed. The Void Dragon created reality-bending superweapons and unkillable mechanical soldiers. On the other hand, the Mechanicus rely on recovered blueprints to create technology, and refuse to innovate or invent. If we put our tinfoil conspiracy hats on, it could have even have been the subconscious urging of the Void Dragon that caused the Men of Iron to rise up against their human overlords before the age of the Imperium. So all in all, to be honest, it really depends on how you interpret gods when you decide if the Void Dragon or the Emperor is the true Omnissiah. Both options have valid points, but you can definitely see why there would be a bit of a unfriendly debate if the truth ever came out. Either way, without the Emperor, there is no Mechanicus. Without the Void Dragon, there is no Mechanicus. Wait, I figured it out. The Emperor is the Omnissiah, the living embodiment of the machine god, whilst the Void Dragon is the machine god itself. Bing bong bam, I'm a fucking genius. I just solved religious war. If you enjoyed the video and you want to support the channel, then Patreon is the place to be. Only $1 per month give you access to a boatload of mechanically tingly pictures. Hit the subscribe button and hit the real subscribe button for more holy content. Join the Discord for more memes and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.